This is Mynth, a free synthesizer app for iOS. Let's demonstrate how Mynth can model wave interference using its online additive synthesis tools. Here in the upper left-hand corner, you can see three different VCOs. These are our voltage-controlled oscillators, or just oscillators for short. The oscillators will generate our sound waves. To replicate what we saw in the previous activity, we are going to leave them set to sine waves. Now, I will leave the octave of the first oscillator on the 3 setting while moving the second oscillator to the 5 octave setting. For now, I will mute the second and third oscillator by touching the green button next to their names. I'm also going to bypass the filters by touching the orange buttons and the LFOs by touching the blue buttons. In the top center of the synth, there is a white line in a black box. This line represents my wave. Watch what happens when I press the low C key below. You can see as I hold the key, the line becomes a sine wave. When I press the higher C, I see a different sine wave with a higher frequency. If I mute the first oscillator and unmute the second, I can repeat the process. You'll notice that the frequency of the sine waves on the second oscillator is higher because we are in a higher octave. Finally, if I unmute both and repeat the process again, you will notice that the waves have a different, more distorted shape. This sound and its corresponding waveform are the result of wave interference. Now I'm going to change my LFO, or low frequency oscillator, to sine wave, change the parameter to VCO2 volume, and then unmute it. I'm also going to increase the rate so the change is very obvious. LFOs vibrate at lower frequencies than humans can hear, but their presence will affect the sound. The visual change is most noticeable on the wave shape on the LFO itself. Without the LFO, the sound remains the same volume, but with the LFO, we gain a pulse as the volume cuts in and out. Everything up until this point has been adding sine waves, but now we are going to remove, or filter, parts of the sound. When I remove the filter bypass, listen to the change. Filters remove portions of the sound from reaching output. This is what is called subtractive synthesis, as it is the opposite of additive synthesis.